Hello everyone, I'm Kirti Sophia Panajan and today we'll be learning the poem Prayers by Meena Kandasamy. Meena Kandasamy is a critically acclaimed Indian writer, poet, translator, and an activist known for her powerful and provocative works, and she was born in 1984 in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and has established herself as a distinct voice in contemporary Indian literature. The major themes that she has explored through her works are social justice and inequality, feminism, women's rights, caste, identity politics, love, loss, and even personal narratives. A few of her major works include The Smell of Fresh Flowers, Touch, which is a novel, When I Hit You, or A Portrait of the Writer as a Young Wife, which is a memoir. She has received a number of awards and recognition, and a few of them are Creative Writing Fellow from University of East Anglia, winner in Herman Creston Prize in the year 2019. We move on to her work, Prayers. This is a poignant poem which portrays the cruelty of caste system, and it explains about the human beings who are considered as untouchables and what they have to face in our society. So we'll begin by reading the first stanza and a line by line analysis will follow. In an arid land of arid human minds, caste yet again authored a tragedy. He, disease-wrecked, downtrodden, long ago skinner of animals, sets out. 10 days of typhoid and a partial recovery. Enough reason to thank some god. So, in the first stanza, the first line itself is In an arid land of arid human minds, cast yet again unauthored a tragedy. So the opening itself is a powerful metaphor, that is, in the arid land, which suggests a barren place which lacks empathy, compassion, and everything. Everything is dried up. So the human being's mind is also dried up, just like the land, and it is hardened and dry hearted. The caste system is described as the author uh, of yet another tragedy. It's a tragedy that still we have the caste system among us, and it is suggesting that it repeatedly causes suffering for the human beings. Moving on, he, disease-wrecked, downtrodden, long ago skinner of animals, sets out. So in this line, we could see that the hero of the poem, it's a man, he is an untouchable, he's a Dalit person who is of the lowest strata of the society. And what he used to do is that he had the job of skinning animals, that is ഈ എന്താ പറയാ മൃഗങ്ങളുടെ തോല് ഉരിഞ്ഞെടുത്ത് ഉണക്കുക എന്നുള്ള ജോലിയാണ് അവര് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. And these Dalit people were doing such jobs, that is ഇങ്ങനെ ആരും ഒരിക്കലും ചെയ്യാത്ത അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആരും ചെയ്യാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കാത്ത പലതരം ജോലികളാണ് they were involved in, and they were considered impure. And he is also described as disease wrecked, that is, it means that this person was suffering from some sort of disease. So that is why he is completely sick, and he is coming, or he sets out, he comes out to do something. And that is being explained in this next two lines, that is 10 days of typhoid and a partial recovery, enough reason to thank some god. So this man was suffering from typhoid for the past 10 days, and he is gradually recovering, and partially he has already recovered, and he feels that that is itself is a reason for him to thank God. ദൈവത്തിന്റെ അടുത്ത് പോയി നന്ദി പറയേണ്ട ഒരു സമയമായി. ആ ഒരു ടൈഫോയിഡ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് അത്രയും മാരകമായ ഒരു അസുഖം വന്ന് ആള് പാർഷ്യലി ആണെങ്കിലും റിക്കവേർഡ് ആയി. സോ ഹി wanted to go to his deity and thank him for saving him. Moving on to the next answer. He drags himself clumsily to a nearby temple, sadly of an upper caste god. Away from the temple he bends in supplication, says his last prayer, unwelcome gratefulness, to a god who, anyway, didn't help him recover. Innocent acts of undulating faith spurned, anger, retaliation. So he drags himself clumsily to a nearby temple, sadly of an upper caste god. So this man goes to a nearby temple and he's dragging himself because he's just partially recovered. He was having severe typhoid and he's just been recovered. He's not fully recovered. So he is pushing himself to go to a nearby temple. But the nearby temple is a temple that only allowed people of upper caste to come and worship. So it was in this line it is being told that it is a temple of the upper caste god, and upper caste people were the only ones who entered that temple. And away from the temple he bends in supplication, says his last prayer, unwelcome gratefulness. That is praying to God not inside the temple, not even near the temple, but far away. He could see the temple, and looking at the temple, he bends his knees and prayed to the God. But gratefulness was not welcomed by the deity. That is what is being told over here. Unwelcome gratefulness. That is, even though this man was grateful for being recovered from his typhoid, but he feels that even though he prays to the God who is there in this temple is not listening to his gratefulness or is not ready to welcome this untouchable lower caste man. Moving on, to a God who anyway didn't help him recover. Innocent acts of undulating faith spurned, anger, retaliation. So in these lines we could see that the poet is trying to say that the God to whom this lower caste man is praying did not help him recover from his typhoid, and that is quite evident for him. That is why he is not even welcomed by the deity in that temple. Innocent act of devotion, that is a heart which is full of prayer and which is completely pure, provokes anger and retaliation from the upper caste people who sees this man praying in a far away land. That is, he's not even near the temple, he's praying far away from the temple. But by seeing that this lower caste person is looking at a temple who belongs to the upper caste people, these upper caste people were extremely angry and they decided to retaliate against this injustice that they feel. For today, see you in the next class. Bye-bye.